All right, we're shaking and baking, guys. I was asked to do kind of a more up to date, modern video on how to clean coils. Um, I had a video posted from a few years back, but manufacturers for juice companies have come an awful long way with making really high quality juice that typically doesn't get your coils all gunked up to the point where you need to dip them all the time. So this is the process I use now. As you can see, these coils are not that dirty. They're really not. I've got a little spot under there of kind of gunk up, but more so my cotton ends up falling flat before my build gets gunked up. So this is something I literally took apart. I pulled the cotton out of, I rinsed it all down with nice hot water, let it soak for an hour, air dried, and we're at this point right here. I've done nothing but that. So for anybody that's wondering, this is approximately after 250 mils of juice. We've got it on a DNA 250C. We're going to turn our power down right to 50 watts. So the intent of this is not to get your coils glowing white hot, okay? We're doing little pulses just to get them to start to color up. What that's going to do is it's going to take that little black spot that I showed you over here, which is a little bit of sugars in the juice, and it's just going to heat it up a little bit to the point where we can use this here steel brush, and all we're going to do is brush them. Again, I literally searched through all of my atomizers trying to find one that was more gunked up than the other, but this is about a 2-week cycle for me. These are 4.5mm tricore staggereds. I run these around 250 watts, so they really never get gunked up. One would ask, well, why do coils get gunked up? Why do some builds gunk up more than others? So the reason being for that, let me see if I can get this in focus a little teensy-weensy bit better. There we go. The reason coils get gunked up is oftentimes you're not putting enough power to a build. What happens is you end up baking the juice versus atomizing it. So all the little sweeteners and sweeter parts of concentrates that are in there by nature end up sticking to the wire. They don't end up atomizing. They end up cooking onto it, almost like a frying pan, that's not well seasoned, or you simply neglect to turn over your food and it gets all gunked up. Same thing. So you want to make sure that you're powering your build adequately. And I myself try and do as good of a job as possible as supplying people with the right build for the right wattage that they are comfortable running. That makes a huge difference. So we've pulsed these at 50. We've got them cleaned up. We're now going to take our wattage up to around where we're going to be vaping them. Now, this is a set that's broke in. All right, I've been running these, obviously. So this is a step that I do before I say I'm ready to wick and we're going to run with it. I'm now up to 180 watts. And at this point, we're just spot checking for any hot spots that might be hiding out in there. You want to make sure to look in the side. And I see one. See one on this leg over here, but on that side. So you can see it right there. That's what we're looking for. This, when you put your stuff back together, is going to ruin your day. It's going to ruin your day because now you got to take everything back apart to take care of it. So being that it's on an outer leg, I'm going to grab that outer leg with a pair of ceramic tweezers. And I'm just going to give it a little tug away from this first wrap. Now, our hot spot is all gone. We're gonna let that cool down. I'm gonna grab one more deck and we're gonna do it again. So this is a 35V3. We're gonna grab a big ol' 41. This is my 41V2, loaded up with a big set of interlock aliens. Now, interlock aliens, or aliens by nature, tend to get more gunked up than any other type of coil that I offer. You can see these got some miles on them. The reason being is the material is wound so tight that it really creates a more consistent surface area for stuff to get stuck onto. Now, I run this build at 380 to 405 watts. So again, we're going to start out same process. We're going to drop down to, with this build, because it's massive and the resistance is much higher, we're going to start off at 75. It's going to ask us, yes, this is a different build. We're going to confirm. Now we're going to start at 75. Now, this is a much better representation. This is about 2 weeks of use. It's going to start heating up slowly. We're going to wait till it gets a little glowy like that. And again, we're just going to go through. You can actually see little bits of stuff flake off. I'm not pressing super hard. You don't really have to. It's stainless steel wire brush. This is not harming your coils at all. It's just aiding in the assistance of cleaning them up. Go through again. I want to put this out there that if you don't have time to rewick your stuff, don't do it. Okay. Coil maintenance and cleaning your stuff and wicking your stuff is the single most important aspect of running a rebuildable. Doesn't matter if it's a tank or an RDA. This part right here should be the most time-consuming part. This is the part where you want to pay attention. Wicking your stuff doesn't have to take a long time. It really doesn't. I wick my stuff in a matter of minutes. It's the proper cleaning of your coils is detrimental to its longevity. You know, some people could just be like, oh, I don't have time to do all these steps, so I'm just gonna, you know, take it straight out. I'm not even gonna rinse the juice off or anything, and I'm just gonna start firing this thing at 200 watts because I don't have time. That's an awful, awful idea. If you don't have time, simply don't do it. Wait till you have 20 minutes, sit down, rinse everything out, clean it up properly, and then go through this. So we just kicked our wattage up to 200. Again, we're not getting white. You notice the darkest color orange. The darkest color we get is orange, not white. You don't need to get them that hot. That there is 100% complete. That is how I clean all of my stuff. So in short, in review, hot water, take your stuff apart, rinse it thoroughly, let it soak for a little bit if you want, air dry on a paper towel, and then this portion here, and you're good to go. That's it. No dipping, no nothing. This set of interlocks is going on nearly 2 years. There is some discoloration, but that's what happens if you look underneath the coil. You can see that the outer legs still have blue or a bluish green hue to them. Still a lot of life left in these. And they're good to go. So hopefully this is helpful.